Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But I'll come back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening once again, gamers and other folks alike. Hope y'all are doing well tonight, or this morning. You are listening to Midnight Ramen, the podcast livecast with me, Michael. I hope y'all are doing well. It's been a good week for me. I hope y'all are doing well. I literally just said that. Yeah, I've been working really hard the past couple of days just because it's been a busy week at work, and yeah. Last weekend, I visited Fargo Moorhead, played some games with some dudes, packed some meals at Feed My Starving Children, and visited my old church that I used to go to / work at. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun weekend. I probably spent a lot on magic cards if I'm honest. I spent way too much. But that's neither here or there. Let's neither here or there. I'm not gonna get into it too deep, but I will later. The visual aspect of the podcast will come literally in the middle of the podcast, as it always does with the magic part, but I'm not gonna talk about that there. But yeah, it's been fun. I think the one topic I want to talk about today, or at least I know of in the back of my mind that I want to talk about, is just like weird AI, or just like AI in general. Because I know in one of the recent episodes, I talked about one of my friends mentioning this AI, basically AI Seinfeld on Twitch called Nothing Forever. And just the other day, it got like temporarily banned because it said some just not good things because it's AI. It just like, I think it read into like a weird dumb forum, and oh boy. But basically, the premise of the show, and I'm not going to repeat what he said or what happened or what the AI said. But so the premise of the show is like, oh, like in Seinfeld, he'd always like have a stand-up bit, and then it'd go to like his house or one of the gang's like apartments. Typically it would be Jerry's, or in this case, Larry. And then I can't remember the other characters. I know Larry is the main one. But Larry does like some stand-up, at the beginning of the episode. And then it goes to just like random scenes here and there, just like the characters in a room and doing some other stuff. There's like a lot of like subtle jokes, but when the AI is like, can be self-aware a lot sometimes, and it's kind of funny. But the main bit that really happens in Larry's apartment is, and the apartment is shaped exactly like, it's not like the same, but like generally shaped exactly like Jerry's apartment in Seinfeld. So one of the main bits that would happen is one of the characters, like George, quote unquote, in this case, would always go over and turn on the microwave, just go beep, 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 beep. And they'd be like, huh. And that would just be like like everyone in chat just goes crazy over that. I go nuts over that thing. It's funny. It's just like, it happens all the time, and it goes like beep, beep, beep. It's the microwave bit. It's just so funny. It just happens in the middle of a conversation. Um, like them sitting down, like the whole thing is like AI generated. So like their what they say is AI generated, where they move is AI generated. Them sitting down is a little janky, like if they sit on a couch, but like they kind of have their own positions and like places that they go. Like if they're gonna sit down, and it's kind of funny when they do because they're like fall like fading into the couch sometimes, or just like kind of do like the Michael Jackson not the moonwalk, the one where he leans forward, kind of does a little similar lean to that. And it's funny. It's funny. Um and some of the stand up bits actually like really are legit funny. Like better than I don't know. Some comedians. I don't want to name names. That's not cool. That's not cool. Hey, thanks for joining in. I don't really have chat up because I don't like doing that. And thanks for Truth with Proof. Thanks for showing up. How you doing? I hope y'all are doing good. But like, Nothing Forever is pretty freaking funny. Oh, would I like some truth? Go nuts. Go ham, dude. What is your truth today? Truth with proof. What is some while you type that up? Some like I think I spent like an hour and a half on Nothing Forever, and literally I think the microwave bit for itself was on like 10 times. It was funny. The brain first comes before the heart. Actually, no. What do you mean by that? I think you posed a good question. I think Trip by Pooh posed a good question. Does the brain come first or the heart? That depends. I saw that. Like, it's a good question. Depends on the situation. Oh, does the brain keep the heart alive or the heart keep the brain alive? Well, let's get into the analytics of that. So, it's not really, I would say, actually, I think your heart, here's a question, that actually is a very good question that you just posed there. Does the heart keep the brain alive or the brain keep the heart alive? So if you were in a situation like one of them was to go down, or like say both. Actually, if the brain goes down first, it'll like say you forget how to keep your heart beating. For instance, like that's the only thing you forget or whatever. I think you'd still have a little bit long. You'd have a little bit, but you wouldn't have super duper long, I would say, because that's just basically having a stroke. I think it's the difference between a stroke. Huh? Wait, that. Huh, wait. Huh? That's a good brain. Huh? That's a teaser. Because if your heart gave out, your brain, you're still thinking. But if your brain gave out, then you can't really do anything. You're just like, "Gah." But then again, I think it's a little bit more crucial that your heart's still beating. But I mean, if like say your heart shut off, you're not immediately going to die. You have a little bit of time to like warning and shit to tell people. But like, yeah, I think the worst way to die in that situation would probably be brain death. But yeah, in the desert, create himself by chance. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get arch like AI stuff. AI stuff. It's weird. Like music, I'm a huge like music listener sometimes, and I've been on Spotify for years and years and years since I was like in high school. I want to say not junior, probably sophomore, junior. And I mean, obviously my tastes have evolved and stuff like that. But it's weird some of the artists that you can find on there are either really really good or really really bad. And it's and I know you can like Pandora, I don't know if Apple Music does the same thing. When did even Apple Music come out? Let's check that. Let's check the browser. Hey yo browser. When did Apple Music come out? 2015. Actually, let's compare. Yeah, when did that one come out? When did Spotify? Because like I know Pandora existed for like years and years and years. 2008. Huh. Nuts. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've definitely been on like Spotify longer than this. June 30th, 2015 is when Apple Music is said to have launched. I don't know if that's true. That's what the internet's saying. That's what I guess the wiki's saying. And in my opinion, that good enough for me. Good enough for me. Uh, I think when I was, and people like to bash what Wikipedia a lot, especially like in like in school. It's like, oh, it's not a reliable source. It's like, well, if you're able to cross reference it and do all that other stuff with it, it is a reliable source. Go fuck yourself. And plus, like in the early days, yeah, sure, of course, duh. But then, if you know, I think they've gotten a lot more used to like or like having quote unquote moderators or people that fact checkers and things that would you know be like different or not true to make sure that the correct things, especially like on like event things or like say a go to like a band's like page or whatever. It's like, oh, here's the band members, here's what happened, here's the history of that, and as close and non-biased as possible. But yeah, and I think it's just I don't understand that. But no, anyway, I've been on Spotify for years, and I came across quite a few artists for sure. But when you're listening um to an artist for long enough, and it's just like the quote unquote playlist ends, it like starts playing their music, but then it starts throwing in other uh artists here and there. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad. I think one of my first experiences or like first really good experiences with like just discovering an artist out of absolutely fucking nowhere um had to have been that they still remember is Rear View, or the song Rear View by Bad Sons. Like I think it was like my freshman year college or right before I or summer before, because it was totally my vibe. And it's like Rear View is definitely a song when you're like driving at like 4 p.m. and the sun's like at a level where it's kind of like in your view. It can, depending on the time of the year and where you are, it's like you can visibly see it, so you need to be wearing sunglasses. And like that's the thing that I usually like. It's like it's a good vibe song and it's a good road tripping song. And so like I started listening to their stuff, and it's like I became a big fan of theirs. Uh Same with like I think another one that's like similar to them as well is like the band Camino. Uh uh like similar vein, similar style, all that other junk that I think came out of me listening so much to Bad Sons uh for however long. Uh I'm just trying to think of another band that I really got like interested in because of it too, but I think that's the main two. And being being like doing this as a radio show got me into a lot of other different kinds of music, but I think the best find that I had at the station was this album called Star Maker by Honey Harper. Goddamn. Uh, Basically, it's the best way to describe it is celestial honky tonk. It's just more ethereal country music, and it's good. Like, goddamn, it's good. It goes a lot of places. Um, and I listened to it at a very kind of vulnerable time. Like, I need to review it for the radio station, but this was right when the pandemic was about to begin, and I had to go up and on the way there review each track and basically like go to the radio station, drop it off, and go back home, and like go like drive 4 hours back. I mean, I also went up to get some stuff for my apartment because like I don't know how long I was going to be away, and so like I got a lot of my crap out, brought it back, and then yeah, I think it was me and one of my dad's friends went, and like, you know how parents are, especially older folk tend to be more conservative, and I was like, he's probably not gonna like this. But then we started playing it, and even like the first track on it, like he was like, shit, this is good. And I'm like, yeah, I would have not have thought that. And every time I do a road trip, or like more than likely, I am going to play that album top to bottom, top to bottom. And there's a few other, and I think I might have said this on another episode. I feel like I have, but uh, I think a couple other albums that I do like top down, if I could, is Ram by Daft Punk. No, I could. Some of their tracks are definitely better than others. Uh, Gradients' album The Call, Wink. Even though yeah, I totally do that. Like, no joke. I like their music every time I listen to that album like on a trip, top to bottom, top to bottom. Through all 7 tracks. Then the bonus track that's just them making a beat, and the real banger track on the very end there. That's just funny as hell. It's a comedic song, but it's funny as hell. Uh, you can find their and even though I'm gonna say at the end of the podcast, you can find their music on Apple Music, Spotify, and other services. But check them out on Spotify. It's an easy way to do it, or you can check on their YouTube page. They have their own YouTube page. Speaking of YouTube, you can check my stuff out on youtube.com/melted lyric ridge. I don't know how you get there, but you know, um, and all that other fun stuff. and hey, if you're listening to this on any other thing like YouTube, Spotify, which eventually I don't know, but other stuff, you can watch me film this live on twitch.tv/melted lyric original, all one word. If you know how to find it, you'll find it. It's like that Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. They will come. That's funny. Haha, funny. Haha, funny. Funny word. Yeah. These junior mints are hitting hard. I really didn't eat dinner. I had like a pretzel, like a Parmesan jalapeno pretzel when I got out of work at like 9 o'clock. And this thing, these junior mints just slap. And what kind of behooves me, or like kind of like is confusing, is that I feel like in the 90s, especially with like Tic Tacs and Junior Mints and stuff like that, people thought they like actually helped your breath. And the FDA is like, yeah, guys, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to tell the truth when you do that shit. Like, that's all sugar. Or whatever. Like, especially Tic Tacs. Like, that's literally just a sugar pill. You are eating a sugar pill. Not much else to it. A flavored sugar pill. And, like, all mints are just like a good, quick solution. They're not like actually like brushing your teeth or something like that, which is the right way to do it. And I need to be better with that, in my opinion. I need to get a lot better with that. Dentists beware. Dentists beware. I'm coming for you. I'm coming, you motherfucker. I'm gonna. Yeah. What time is it? Okay. I'm just like kind of blanking out. Not in a bad way. I'm just like, oh, it's been a long day. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you. What the hell? My phone did a boo doo 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 doo. Yeah. What was it? Okay, other albums. Let's get back onto what it was talking about. Let's get this train back on the track. I think what's another album that I listen to? All the way top down. If I'm on a trip. Oh, I gotta remember what I gotta look at my Spotify to do it. It's by TWRP. Return to Wherever. I think that's what it is. Let me see. I like downloaded it for like a trip. Yeah, Return to Wherever. That one's a good one. Bobby Tarantino 2 by Logic. That one's a good one. Or it's yeah, that one's a good one. Although I haven't listened to that one in a long time, so like yeah. What else? I think that's the main ones that I really have. I think Bad Son's recent album Apocalypse Whenever is also another one of those ones that I do if I'm in the mood for it, because that one has some pretty banger tracks. Like the first song on it, just awesome. Second track too, third track. I mean, there's in an album, there's obviously you got your stinkers, but like that one has some pretty solid tracks all around. Definitely ones like hidden gems here and there, but the top, like, I feel like if you want to have a good album nowadays, is you got to have a good opening couple songs, like first, second, third, maybe fourth, if you can. But you want to be able to retain your audience further than your first song or your, you can obviously have like your singles and stuff like that, your interludes. And I think I like the art of having tracks connect to each other or thematically connect to each other. Not like, you're just basically doing a long play like Pink Floyd or, like a good example of this is Pray for Love on the Lap Dance. At the end of that, by Panic at the Disco, it goes the do 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 do. It does like the exact same like tone, and then it goes do 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 do. Like it goes into the next track so well. It's just like that's the way to do it. Although the end of that, Pray for Love on a Lap Dance, isn't at like the song itself is amazing, but like that like little end bit just is out of nowhere. And I feel like that's what happens a lot of times in situations like that. And if you don't do something like that, then you get into something like Pink Floyd, like Money, or like Dark Side of the Moon. Like it's supposed to be a long play album, and that I hate that too. I hate that because like especially for like those albums, it's hard to find a single in that track. Like for Pink Floyd, like they literally have to make a separate track for it. For Shine On You Crazy Diamond, I think the main big single was Wish You Were Here, which is like on a separate thing. Um wait, let me I could check that up, but I just take my word for it. Take my word for it. It's either in the middle of it, or if it feels like it's a lot more isolated than the other parts of that album. Uh that's all I can really say on that end. But like, yeah, yeah. It's like my brother in Christ, just make one big track, you idiot. And another thing I've learned at radio station, there's a thing called bathroom songs. And what I mean by bathroom songs are songs that you play when you want to go to the bathroom. And even my dad told us because he did, some radio time. But the main thing that he did was that whenever he like needed to take a crap or, go to the bathroom real quick, he would always like, he would put on a very long song, like a 7 minute song, like Stairway to, like, in the garden of, isn't in the Garden of Eden? Like, yeah, you like something like that. Or Roundabout by Yes. Roundabout by Yes, as I'm wearing a JoJo shirt. Uh, like stuff like that. Like they're like 8-9 minutes long. Because that gives you time to like run to the bathroom and actually go. Just pray to God that you don't have that you're sitting on the can for that long. Because, oh boy. Oh, that would suck. Like, I always try to play like I think I did that like maybe twice or three times when I was at the station. Like I kind of intentionally, kind of not intentionally put on a very long song so that way it would give me a break and I could go and relieve myself. And I would usually do that before the show, but like there were definitely a couple of times I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go right now. Or else I am literally going to explode. But yeah. I think it's oh god, excuse me. I think it's swallowed a bit too much Pepsi Cola with cream soda. I think I swallowed a bit too much and it just kind of went down the wrong pipe. Uh I think it's time for some magic talk. So, last weekend, I on Friday was the pre-release of Phyrexia All Will Be One, and it was pretty freaking sweet. Uh, I went to my LGS, my local game store. You always got to do that. Support your local game stores because yes, they're a business, typically a small business if you can, and anything is good. If you want to buy a card, go nuts. If you want to buy a pack, go nuts. As long as they're good people, good environment, and good other stuff, always support your local LGS. And there's not a terrible like markup. That's another factor. That's another factor. Support your local LGS. They're a business, so like of course like say $100 box, you're not going to get that for $100. You're probably going to get it for like 120, 130. But if you're getting like $200 for like $100 box, or like 170, like for a booster box that's supposed to be like $100, then yeah, leave. Go on Amazon at that point, because that's not helping you. That's literally just trying to gout like get. That's a literal smothering tide. That's a smothering tide right now. Let me get that. Never support price gougers, and this isn't just a magic thing. Never support price gougers. Never do that. Never, ever, 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 ever. And this isn't the one that I have it in. Or is it? Hold on. I gotta find it. Because I thought I had it in here. Where is this motherfucker? And I don't know where it is. Oh, I do need that. I do need that card. I thought I had Smothering Tithe somewhere, but I don't know where the hell I put it. But I just realized I had that card, and I bought it. Like, huh? Like, Lamau? But no, let's open some packs. But before I do that, I also got to show some of the cool little stuff that I got from my trip. So I got this binder from J Dubs or JWW stores in West Acres Mall. They are the best, in my opinion, in the Fargo area. If you want to get card stuff, if you want to get cards, materials, whatever, and you live in that area, get a membership. Single, like, you can get like bulk rares and lands and other stuff for cheaper price and whatever. You can even make your own. If like you sell cards, you can have like a little house, like a literal house account, and they keep track of that, and they're good about it. uh so I bought this is like $20. I wanted to buy, even though I already have a binder, this the art on this binder is so fucking good. It's so good. It's To describe it in an audio form, it's a basically a white alienized angel, well, a Phyrexian angel, basically kind of demonic, a machine, like a demonic machine, but like dressed up as an angel and just menacing. It's all white with like red highlights and textures, and it's got like a red strap, which is so cool. And then flip it over to the back, it's got like the symbol for Phyrexia and just like all this like cool white and black like artistry. It's just so cool. I had to get it. I just had to get it. And some of the cards that I got are just awesome. Now some of these I did pull from the I do depending on when a new set comes out, I always do like a box, like a set booster box opening, or something similar to it. And if it's a main set, that's the main thing. If it's a main set, I will do it. Like premium sets, not really, but if it's a main set, for sure. Like I got a lot of good stuff. Open that one from the set booster, that one from the set booster, that one from the set booster. All the ones without sleeves, I opened in the set booster. Uh, I got some like Phyrexian art. I even made a TikTok of this. I got literally 3 planeswalkers in a row in the Phyrexian text and like cool foils and stuff. So that's pretty neat. I pulled like a Phyrexian Obliterator, which is a very good card, and a little foil stuff. Some Urbrask, Kaito, and its stuff. I got some pretty good cards. I got Atraxa, the Great Unifier, Mary Eleven Kerr, Tyrannex Rex. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But most of all, I got the mother of all machines herself, Elish Norn, and that's in the show, and that's in the stream that I had for that, and that was epic. I was hunting for her. I didn't get her in the draft, and I was just like, if I get it, I'm going to freak it, and I did. I freaked out. I'm like, this is so cool. It's the chase card. It's not the version that I want, but it's a foil. Like, it's foil. It's foil. That's pretty good. And I was like, I knew it was gonna come in one of the packs because I felt it. Mythic Lyric, the character that I use when I open magic packs, it's just a gut feeling. And he's never wrong. He is never wrong. Uh, but I think I'm going to roll a dice. Roll a d6. 1 and 2, I open 1 pack. Open 3 and 4, I open 2 packs, and 5 and 6, I open 3 packs. This is for some Dominaria Remastered because I have quite a bit to do still, and I'm basically using that only for streams. 5. Oh boy, so open 3 packs. I didn't want to use this bit for that long, but okay. I smell a heater. I smell one very quick. I'm gonna open up this pack first because I don't think this one is gonna be that great. However, it could be. It could very much be. But I know these other two, something's cooking in there. I feel it. But yeah. And I had a draft with a couple of friends from like my church, and they brought some friends, and I brought Outsider, and he had a fun time. And I hope, and if he's in chat, I hope you had a fun one. And it was always fun. And if you want to play again, you want to do one of those things again, I am up for it. Because it's definitely really fun to do. Just going through some of the commons from this pack. Okay, so going to the uncommons, we got Ritz Grove, Ovnomancer. Ooh. Alt Art High Tide. Oh, and a Zur the Enchanter for the rare. Not worth much, but Zur the Enchanter is a very good card, in my opinion. And Lull as the old art card. And a Swamp. Yeah, Zur the Enchanter is a pretty good card. It's not worth a whole lot, but it's like probably like less than $1. But it's a very good commander. And yeah, very nice. I like it. Very good commander. All right, next pack. I'm gonna just go through some of the comments first. So, Grave, Lancer, Wretched Arnold, Archdruid, Emerald Charm, Terror, Marg War Marshal, Avon Fisher, Remedy. We got a Turnabout. The best gear for a Birkigo is a little failure. We got an Icy Manipulator. And after that, it's night and day. And what is on the end? It is a Phantom Nymphopa. It's not very good. And what's behind that? It's a wild growth, and that sucks real bad. But it's a forest on the end. Alright. 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 I got duped. That one kind of stunk. This pack does not want to. This one does not want to comply. And now the final pack for this of the night. Alright. Get through some of these. I'm just gonna blaze through the comments because I don't want to go too fast either. Because that can happen. Alright, Griffin Guide. Necro Servant? Or Servant? Thrawn Golem. That's pretty cool. Mace of Ith. Okay. That's something. That's something. Mace of Ith. An Ornithopter for the old art. Alright. So, I think there's probably the best one that I got from that. So that's kind of sus. I don't know. I gotta check. I want to see what the one of the cards is because I know one of the guys that one of my friends brought. He had like a very good one that he got out of the pack. or out of his booster pack that I gave him because he was a new player or like a new player to our group, and I'm just like, hey, why not? Uh, Let me see if I could just find the card in the sets because it was like a land, and I don't remember what it was. Uh, but it shouldn't be that hard to find now that I'm like high to low. So it's not even there. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Gemstone mine isn't worth anything. What is he saying? What is he saying? Anyway, that's the one that he got. I'm like, just like that ain't right. That ain't right. If it was, I would have known about it. But the ones that I've opened from this box haven't really been that great so far. I'm feeling some heater though. I'm feeling some heat from it though. I don't know when though. I don't know when it'll come. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm kind of scared that this one is just kind of a wash of a box because there ain't a whole lot happening. But that's whatever. But more about it is about playing Magic with friends and stuff like that. That's the big thing with the big takeaway. You should be playing Magic with friends and having a good time. That's what I have Friday. It's very fun. Very, very fun. Ah, yeah. Ooh. Speaking of junior mints, I think I did tell this story about when my dad he had to get his gall. I don't know if it was not his gallbladder. Like he had to get something removed. I mean, it's not like essential to have, but it was something in his digestive tract where if he would have let it continue for even like a couple more hours, he would have been dead. So that's pretty cool. Uh, but no, when he was going into surgery, he called me last and made sure that I was the last one to know because if I would have if I would have heard about it first, it didn't matter if I was working or not. I would have drove all the way down there, like rushed into the hospital, like slammed through, like pushed my way through all the doctors and whatever, and then whip out find my like go into the room that my dad's in, whip out a box of junior mints, and say, "You know what's gonna happen, Dad. I'm watching this." It's like you already know. You already know. And that's like a bit from Seinfeld. So bringing it back to the beginning. Shark will fine. Yeah. Well, bringing it back to the beginning with the like AI stuff because I think I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Uh, More, I think. I'm just trying to formulate my thoughts because it's been a while. Uh, let's talk about that, and then you got on that, and then you got on that. I think the one thing that I hate about like some AI stuff is that like it's AI. I mean, not to say like it. It's learning. It's trying to learn and do stuff. But some of the times that like you're using like say an app or something, it's just so shitty. Like, I don't know what's a good example of it. Oh, like the AI filter. Oh, what's like AI art? That's so funny, and it's been such a common thing now. It's like it's somewhat controversial in that like people are like I can't keep up with all this art and whatever. It's like make good art. Don't be Andy Warhol. Just make good art. No offense to him. Rest. I think he died. Like no offense to them, but like you made Campbell's soup, but in different colors on a painting. My brother in Christ, I applaud your effort, but in a way that's just kind of seems lazy. You know what I'm saying? I know it has more to say other than just like it's soup, but still, come on, come on. But no, the funny thing is like it's like on TikTok where it's the AI anime lady maker, and everyone just puts their fist up to get big boobs. I think my girlfriend did it one time with me, like yesterday. I think it was like yesterday, and like it like right as before it was about to do it, she put her like fist in the way, and it made like a realistic like anime dude, but with huge bazongos. Like we were just dying. I wish she saved it. It was so funny. I'm just like, God damn. Uh, it was so hilarious. I honestly do wish she saved that because it was so funny. It was just so funny. Oh, and I like that kind of stuff, or like AI storytellers. I think there's a depending on how good it is. I mean, there's this one like notorious AI like paper maker, like making a college paper, like a paper, like a research paper, stuff like that. That's like kind of controversial because like should students be allowed to do this? This and that, blah 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 blah, and because like that it makes good papers and stuff that you know it uses sourcing and other stuff. It's like it's basically doing your whole research paper just by typing in a prompt. That's nuts. That's crazy. Like that's like literally. I remember back in high school having to do research papers, citing them like a dumbass, just like finding sources and making sure they're even credible. Fucking Wikipedia is incredible, but this sketchy website that says .net is fine, even though it isn't. Like, dude, even though this book that's like definitely got false information, it's credible because it's a book, but Wikipedia's not, even though it's got the exact same information, but literally up to date and correct. Whatever. That was definitely a drink moment. Pouring out from my buddies on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Although it's not really free. I mean, it's not free if you want to like help the moderators and stuff like do their work, which is so good. Which is good. I implore if you want to do that, do that. You know. But yeah. Yeah. I think the funniest one AI thing that I can't remember what the exact one it was, but Super Mega made a Halloween video last year with this like AI storytelling thing, and they had to basically green screen all of the things that the AI did or they put on it. And at one point, Matt and Ryan, I think Matt sucks Ryan's dick, and then Ryan shoots Matt in his dick with the flare gun. And then as Matt's just like lying on the ground, Ryan's running away. Ryan gets the idea. It's like, I should go back. And then he comes up to Matt and shoots him in the head, immediately exploding his head and like as he's getting like chased by ghosts. It's so funny. Oh, like it's just funny because it comes out of nowhere. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I implore you, go look it up on YouTube. like super mega Halloween AI story thing. It's funny. It's very funny. Uh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about some Seinfeld. You know the one thing I just thought about as I was like thinking about AI and stuff like that. Um, I think recently I remember watching the like one of the episodes about like Kramer wanting to host a Y2K party. Not like the 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 computers are gonna all go haywire or whatever, but no, the turn of the century uh like New Year's celebration thing, like having a big party for that. And it's just weird to like look in retrospect of like how long ago that was. Just be like, huh, I was barely alive when that happened. I wasn't even conscious. And the world has changed a lot since then. The world has changed a lot since then. Uh, it's crazy to think like people are like, oh, the computers are gonna like go haywire and go berserk, and our systems aren't ready for it, even though technically they were ready for it because there's some like AI code or something that didn't allow that people thought like, oh, it's not going to work for this computer to transfer over the years or dates or whatever. And it did fine, but people were just freaking out about it. That like it would cause a glitch that would just like ruin everything. Which like that would be scary if it would happen. A lot scarier if it happened today. I think, but depending on where you are, it could mean either you're going to die at a very fast pace, or it could just be like a Last of Us situation. You don't know. You don't know. But it would be very dramatic. Would be very dramatic if that something like that were to happen. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Oh, you could tell I'm trying to pad out the episode because I lost all train of thought. It's been a very long day. I've said that already, but like still, 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 still. Uh, like, oh, I never really have. I've never really talked about. I never really talked about it because I'm wearing a JoJo shirt. If you're watching this live, or watching this on like YouTube or something, I never talked about how I got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite anime because like that's just I don't want to say it that way, but it is, but I don't want to say it that way. It's kind of weird. Uh, I got into it because one of my friends in college was like a huge fan at the time, and he mentioned it once or twice, and then I watched like the main big fight scene between in part 3, the final fight, and I'm like, this is interesting. And then like however later on, I just like decided, hey, I'm gonna watch this, and I started watching it on Hulu uh before it was even on Netflix. This is like 2019, so no way. Uh and part 1, it's part 1. It's like, and I already knew going into it that there was a lot of like, you got to just stick with it. And I know there's a lot of people that there are people that do like part 1, which is just basically Castlevania more than anything else. Just very like campy, stereotypical, like, yeah, good guy good, bad guy bad. Here's a tragic backstory. Here's something that is inexplicable, but okay, here we go. But then I think part two was like where it's like it's self-aware, but it's like self-aware that it's awesome. And I got like part two was where I got hooked. And part three just becomes a monster of the week at some point. It's the most iconic part, I think, or like at the time, it's the most iconic part. Uh, just because like it's a huge adventure, and that's the one that when people think about or you know, a random person that really hasn't doesn't know a whole lot, part three is the one that they know. That or you know part five, which that's for other reasons. But part three is the main one, just because Dio again, I should say. Uh, I kind of have a very soft spot for part four. Like part four is like there are definitely a lot of bumps and curves to to JoJo's, and that part one is hard to get with. Part two is probably the easiest one to get with because like you've already if you're there, you're already gone through part one. So getting used to the power systems and all that other crap, easy peasy, doesn't matter. You're there. But then once you get into part three, where the again the power system changes for in a different direction and it's a whole new thing, then it's like there's some like growing pains there, and then you get used to it. But then you're like realize it's awesome. But then you go from like three parts of like this wide world land trekking adventures to one town. The location is a single town in Japan in part four. And it's more of a slice of life kind of anime rather than like an adventure one. Even though, there's a lot of action in it, it's more of like a slice of life. And oh my god, I didn't really get it until like kind of midway slash like later on after like thinking about it. It's so freaking good. And it makes me happy just thinking about it. I love it so much. I love part four, Diamond is Unbreakable. Just because it's like it's got a lot of good themes and stuff like that. And I'm not scratching my eye because I'm crying. I'm scratching it because it actually hurts. I don't know why. But no, I love part four. Part five is just awesome. Boom, boom. And it was also a very sad part because when Araki, the manga creator, the creator of JoJo's, uh, he was in a very dark spot, and he was thinking about just having a bunch of just things that were just terrible. But he's like, I can't. He didn't have the heart to do it, and that kind of also led into part six as well, where he was not in a good space, and it kind of shows. But then he later on in the part he goes. It's weird. Part six goes weird, and there's a lot of censored things. I have like that's just like not there. Some of it for good reason. I have not finished the last batch of part six anime, but I will. Uh, but I've read through all of the current parts, which part nine, as of the recording of this podcast, is not. It's like I think a week away. Can you believe it, guys? Whoa! About a week away. JoJo Lands, just a week away. Can you believe it? I think it comes out on the 17th. It's the 9th today. So, about a week away or so, even though it's not going to get translated for a little bit. But that's fine. That's okay. And I got to find where to read it, I hope. But this one I heard is going to be very, very, very good, hopefully. He's been brewing. Araki's been cooking for years on this one. So it might be better than part 8, which it's something. It's something. Might be better than part 7. Ooh, part 7 is probably the best. Oh, I love me part 7. When that one gets announced, I am going on a fucking trip. If the anime gets announced for that, I am going on a cross country trip. I'm gonna film it. I don't know when that will be, which is kind of scary. Um, but I plan like during whatever summer that it does happen, probably next year, to do a probably a month long cross country trip with probably a couple people and just doing the exact route. And like not taking as long as the actual Steel Ball Run race happened because Steel Ball Run was like took place in like the late 1800s, so no, or 19th century, 1800s, whatever, blah 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 blah. So there's no way I'm like doing horseback bullshit, but like going to like approximate locations, when a story when it actually like says, "Oh, they were they went to this town," or like Kansas City as a major point, or going to Milwaukee for some reason, or that like point in the UP where the ice where the ice is like closest to mainland Michigan, like going to there, uh, like places like that, uh, are the main things I want to do, or like going down to Tennessee for some reason. Oh yeah, that I was gonna say, why did that happen? It's like, oh yeah, that was spoilers. I was about to spoil it. I was about to spoil a big message, uh, kind of in the end, like big fight. So I'm not gonna say what it is, but oh my god, that's such a motto. It is such a good motto. It's such a good motto. I love it. Uh, anywho, anywho, no, my friend, I'm not gonna name drop him, but like he was like very into it, and when he got into it, he was like so happy. And then another one of his friends that I also knew got into it well, and we basically called ourselves the Pillar Men. I think I still have them on my phone as the respective ones. I think I was ACDC, but but no, I hope they're doing well. Uh, but yeah, it was a good time, and I still like it to this day, and yeah, I am I am a good fan. I am a very good fan, but it is a hard one to get into. Anyways, now that that thought is over, I hope you have had a good time listening to the show. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube. Maybe some other stuff. I don't know. At Melted Lyric Original, probably all one word. Uh, yeah, all one word. But Melted is the M in Melted is capitalized. The L in Lyric is capitalized. The original, the O in original is capitalized. You get the gist. If you find me, you'll find me. Uh, you can watch me film these live on twitch.tv/ Melted Lyric Original. You can also listen to this on YouTube's, maybe more in the future. And yeah, I'd like to thank Radiance for the use of their song Used to It, off of the album The Call. Banger. Like, I feel every time I listen to that song, if that song comes on, I always go into show mode. Like, I always go into show mode. There's no, like, I do it like subconsciously. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like it's only been like what, 15, 16 episodes? That's weird. Like oh god, subconsciously doing that. But yeah, I listen to that one quite a bit. And I love their music. They're good boys. I should have visited them, but I was busy. I was busy doing stuff last weekend, so I didn't have time. And you're also doing a bunch of shows and stuff, so never want to interrupt the boys when they're rocking. They are very good boys. And thank you again for listening. All right, I think I've already said that, but Yeah, it's all good. Make sure I didn't drop a junior mint on the floor. I don't want. I think Bacon's in the room. Yeah, he's still in the room. Holy crap, he's been in the room the whole time and I forgot about him. Bacon in the room. So, I hope y'all have had a good time. And, yeah, it may not be, it's not midnight here anymore, but it's midnight somewhere. But until next time, I will find you there. Until then, bye bye.
Well, just when I needed you, I see from a different view. Oh, baby, now don't be scared, but don't get used to it. Yeah, when I told her I can't let go, when I told her I can't say no. Oh, baby, well, I was scared, but now I'm used to it. I was scared, but now I'm used to it.